The first thing you want to start with is always a vanishing point and a horizon line. So for 2-point perspective, we should have two of those. So I'm going to draw my line from here to here, and that's my horizon line. The vanishing points for 2-point perspective are on both ends of this. You can make your center line anywhere you want, okay? So just to make mine look a little different, I'm going to make mine like this. Okay, so it's a little bit off center, and that's okay. Next, I'm going to connect the bottom of the line and the top of the line to the vanishing point. I'm making sure that both ends of my ruler line up with where they're supposed to be. This is really, really important because if you only line up one side, it's going to be really off. So now I have my basis. At this point, I can go back and I can erase this horizon line because I no longer need it. And now I have sort of this diamond looking shape. Now you're going to start to add your actual buildings. That first line that you drew is actually going to be the corner of this front building here. So this is actually one building that you're seeing the one side and the other side. To draw other buildings, you just leave a tiny little space in between each one and draw another set of lines. The closer they get to the vanishing point, the smaller they're going to be. So I made this one smaller than this. Maybe you want to make your next one, the gap is a little bit bigger, and then maybe the building would hypothetically be a little bit fatter. So these are, sort of varying in size, but you just want to make sure that you leave a little space in between each building to be able to show the depth of the building. Okay, so the reason why this doesn't look 3D yet is because I haven't shown the depth. So we showed how tall something is, how wide something is, and now we need to show how deep this thing is. So to do that, we're going to make this little tiny line that is originally going to this vanishing point. We're going to switch it up and make it go over here to this vanishing point. So I'm going to line my ruler up over here with the opposite vanishing point. I'm going to just draw this tiny little line, and I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. And this is going to make this building actually look like a building instead of a piece of paper, which is basically what it looks like right now. So just from making that one line, it looks so much more three-dimensional now. I'm going to do that with each and every single one of these buildings. What's nice about the building option for you guys is that you could make this like so many different ways. You could make a really short building, a really tall building. You could, decide you're going to have like a variation of all of them. So I'm going to show you how to do that also. So I'm, again, drawing two more sets of lines to show another building here. Maybe I want this building to be taller. So I'm going to make this go up a little bit higher right here. Okay? And the same thing happens here. So I'm going to connect this top of this line to the vanishing point to the other line. And now I can erase the top of this and this line that I started with. And now I have a building that's a little bit taller. Again, I'll line this up with my vanishing point. Boom. All done. This is an example of a taller one, but if you had a shorter one, it's the same idea. So say I just want the building to go to like here. You're connecting this little corner to the vanishing point on this side, and you're only going to the other side of that building. So if you look here, the line stopped. So I can now erase this little section, and this point goes to the opposite vanishing point. So I'm going to connect those two, draw that tiny little line. I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom to make sure that it really looks three-dimensional, and then I'm going to erase those extra lines. So that's an example of how to do the buildings. The other requirement, if you're deciding to do this option, is to have a door and a window on each building. So, or to have just like kind of a group of doors and windows on some of the buildings. So we're gonna do the same thing, 2 vertical lines, and then that top line goes towards the vanishing point, like that. Okay. You can also draw a sidewalk. This is also a requirement, so if you're doing this option, please make sure you do this. So you're gonna just make basically an extension of that first line that you drew here, and you're gonna line up a dot there, connect that to both vanishing points. So now I have a sidewalk. The lines that you show on the sidewalk, again, the spaces should get smaller the closer they are to this vanishing point. So they're gonna be really, really small spaces up here, and then they're gonna get bigger as I go down that way. You're gonna connect those lines to this vanishing point. So I'm just gonna start over here and just keep moving my ruler down to make them bigger as they get closer. Okay, you can also add a little curb. This is what I think makes it look really realistic. And with these, you're just drawing a vertical line straight up and down for each of those little panels that you just made. Okay, so that is 2D perspective, or 2-point perspective.